An activity is meaningful if it makes a difference to someone or something. Contrast with some meaningless activities, like Sisyphus and Lego models that are taken apart as soon as they're finished and have to be done again and again, which was a particularly unkind experiment done on students. They're meaningless. Or you could look at the same activity under different conditions. Playing Tetris for fun is meaningless, but if you're sponsored to play for charity, it becomes meaningful. Tetris may be a contributor to worthwhileness regardless, because it brings pleasure. And note that you have to make a positive contribution. That might just end up smuggling moral praiseworthiness in. It's something to think about. We have to be able to say what a person's contribution is in order to say whether that life is meaningful. It's not about our internal states, but the external impact of our lives, the value generated beyond the agent. But it has to be the contribution of a particular person. It can't have been something that just anyone could do. The more the contribution depends on your unique combined skills, resources and life history, the more meaningful it is. And this is a bit worrying for most of us. But what about internal goods like integrity, autonomy, authenticity, virtue, self-respect and knowledge? These don't have a direct relationship with the external goods that meaningfulness requires, but they do seem relevant to meaning. Martela argues that they are factors in the worthwhileness of life, not meaningfulness. They make a life worth living and choice-worthy, but they're all related to authenticity, which is a different intrinsic value. Feel free to push back against Martela if this doesn't seem right to you. But we can pull meaningfulness and authenticity apart. Suppose you become a missionary doctor or nurse because you could make a difference, but you hate it. Maybe you don't like children or don't like living in somewhat uncomfortable conditions. It's just not you. What you do is meaningful but inauthentic. Maybe your passion is surfing. You're good at it, feel most at one with the world when you're out there. That's authentic but meaningless because it makes no contribution. Authenticity and meaningfulness are both final goods, but they're different ones. Following your passion might lead you away from the contribution you could have made. People who can combine them, the dream job makes a huge contribution, are very lucky and probably rare. Martela's account of contribution analysis works with different theories of meaningfulness, which he says, rightly, is a good thing, because you don't have to make a commitment to a particular theory. If you're a subjectivist, then you'd evaluate the impact you could have on the world and choose what you think is a positive thing to do. You evaluate your success or failure. If you're a supernaturalist, you fulfill the purpose that God has for you. And if you're an objectivist, you choose to advance some objective value such as the welfare of others or scientific or artistic achievement.